most fearsome warrior groups in history. Spartans were an elite hoplites trained to hold their phalanx formation under every circumstance. They were known as the impregnable wall, which is why they didn't need walls to protect their city. When a Spartan reached puberty, he was left in the wild with nothing but a spear. If he returned alive, he was worthy to serve in the army. The Knights Templar were shock troops of the Crusaders, specialized in breaking enemy front lines. They were trained to fight until death, as the Templar cross on their armor was a symbol of martyrdom. Upon joining the order, one had to abandon all material desires. It was forbidden to be with women, and all family ties were severed forever. The samurai warriors of feudal Japan were perhaps the greatest swordsmen in history. Their blades could slice a man in half. They meditated on their own deaths, to enter battle without fear. For them, failure was not an option. If a samurai failed in his duty, he was expected to perform seppuku, ritual suicide, the only way to regain his honor. Were Spartans the most badass people to ever exist? When Leonidas of Sparta marched with 8,000 men against 150,000 Persians, their king, Xerxes, sent a message to him which read, "Just hand over your arms." Leonidas replied, "Come and take them." Alexander the Great's father, King Philip, was conquering Greek cities left and right, until only Sparta was left. He sent a message which read, "If I invade Laconia, you will be destroyed, never to rise again." The Spartans replied with one word, "If." During the Battle of Thermopylae, a Spartan warrior named Dionysius was told that the Persians possessed such an overwhelming number of archers, their arrows would block the sunlight. He replied, almost proud, "Good, then we shall have our battle in the shade." True warriors never feared the odds. There's a tribe in East Africa where boys become men by hunting the king of beasts. The Maasai, warriors wrapped in red cloth, armed with nothing but a spear and a shield. And here's what sounds impossible. Lions actually avoid Maasai territory. Scientists discovered that lions recognize the red cloth from a mile away. They've learned these humans fight back. In the ritual called Olamayo, young warriors, sometimes alone, would track a lion at dawn. One spear, one chance. If you landed the first blow, you earned a lion name. The tribe would celebrate you for a week. Women would bead the lion's mane, and you'd wear it for life. But here's the twist no one tells you. The Maasai stopped hunting lions, not because they were afraid, because they realized the lions need warriors too. Now, they hunt medals at the Maasai Olympics, and the lion population, it's recovering. The warriors who once killed the king of beasts became its protectors.
In 1857, when the British East India Company tightened its grip over India, one woman refused to bow. Rani Lakshmibai, the Queen of Jhansi, rode into battle not as a monarch, but as a soldier. When her kingdom was seized under the doctrine of lapse, she declared, "Mere Jhansi nahi duungi," I will not surrender Jhansi. With her infant son tied to her back, she led her troops through smoke and cannon fire, wielding her sword with unmatched ferocity. British officers would later write that she fought like the bravest and best of all. Even as she fell in battle, her courage became immortal, a symbol of defiance and freedom that would echo through India's independence struggle for generations. How Genghis Khan used 1,000 cats to conquer a city. While laying siege on the fortified city of Valohia, Genghis Khan found himself unable to penetrate its walls. He sent his adversary terms of peace and offered to lift the siege in exchange for 1,000 cats and birds. Unsuspecting of the seemingly harmless demand, the ruler of Wallachia agreed to Genghis Khan's bizarre condition. Upon acquiring the animals, the cunning Genghis Khan ordered his troops to tie oil-soaked cotton to the cats' tails and set them on fire. Startled by the flames, the scared animals fled back into the city, primarily built with wood, igniting numerous fires along the way. The defenders were overwhelmed by hundreds of fires erupting all at once. Amidst the chaos and confusion, the Mongols launched a relentless assault on the city and conquered it with ease. 1,000 cats turned into the most unusual weapon in Genghis Khan's ruthless arsenal. In the far north of ancient Britain, beyond the edge of every Roman map, lived a people the empire feared more than any other. They called them the Picts, the Painted Ones. But Roman soldiers whispered another name, the Ghost Tribe. They didn't fight battles, they appeared in them. Bodies covered in spiraling blue tattoos, eyes lined with ash, charging from the mist with a scream that froze veterans in their tracks. No fortress stopped them. Not even Hadrian's Wall, Rome's greatest northern defense. They climbed it, burned it, and vanished back into the fog like moving shadows. But here's the part historians still can't explain. The Picts left almost no writing, no books, no letters, not even a name they called themselves, only stone carvings, covered in symbols no one alive has cracked. Some say the spirals on their bodies weren't just tattoos, they were maps, astronomical codes, war marks, clan secrets. Others believe their blue dye was mixed with hallucinogenic herbs, making Pict warriors fight with no fear, no hesitation, no pain. For 300 years, Rome tried to conquer them. 300 years of invasions, walls, and northern campaigns, and they failed, every single time. And then, just as suddenly as they appeared, the Picts vanished. Not defeated, not conquered, just gone. Their kingdoms absorbed into early Scotland, their symbols frozen in stone, their bloodlines scattered across the highlands, and their true story lost in the same mist they once marched from. A people so feared, so unstoppable, they didn't just resist Rome, they resisted history itself.